Good morning. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, everyone, to the PreStream podcast, episode 13 for Monday, December 13th. 13th episode on the 13th day of December. December 13th, 2021. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well, and I welcome you to a very fun day of streaming, although, admittedly, a little bit of a one subject a day, as they say. And by the way, not that I actually lined it up purposely to be like this. In fact, earlier in the week, it had aligned to be like this, and I kind of shuffled the schedule around, but eventually it was just going to line up like this. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is Halo Infinite Day here on my streams. And what I mean by that is we've got all day long Halo Infinite, we got the campaign on the first stream, and we've got the multiplayer on the late stream, okay? So, hope it's going to be a good day. I hope you guys will enjoy. Personally, when it comes to Halo Infinite, it's stacking up to be one of the best packages of the year, although interestingly enough, it wasn't released or sold as a package, right? The Halo Infinite campaign, multiplayer was released a month ago as a beta over any kind of any kind of Xbox console experience you could get it, plus on PC for free. Didn't have to buy it. Everyone gets it for free, right? Pretty amazing. Interesting that they did it that way. And then, this last week, the Halo Infinite campaign launched on Wednesday. So, I've been playing through both. The multiplayer I absolutely love. I think it's really well done. The best Halo multiplayer in many, many years. I would even argue, being someone who has played the Halo multiplayer since Halo 3, it's the best since Halo 3. Like, Halo 3 was great. This is also really good with modernizations added to the classic Halo gameplay. I'm really enjoying it. Okay? The campaign. I'm currently 7 hours in. 6 hours in. Excuse me. 6 hours into the campaign. I'm liking it. It started off like typical Halo, where it was more on rails, kind of going through dungeons or instances, and it was just very linear. But then it went open world, and since it went open world, now the game's really opened up because you can do base takeovers, you can hunt VIP targets, and the like. But then you could do these major stages that are kind of like the typical Halo campaign experiences. We've already done the tower, and then we did the conservatory. Yes, Jasper Kitty, I'm aware you're here. Here's some pets for you. He's looking at me like, pets? Yes, pets for you. Yes, here's a chin rub, too. So far, so good. I've had a lot of fun with the Halo Infinite experience, whether it was multiplayer or campaign so far. I'm looking forward to more today. I really am. I'm wondering what's going to happen. I've heard the campaign is anywhere from 10 to 15 hours long, dependent on how much side content you actually do. If that's the case, today we should get near the end of it. Do I think we're going to get near the end of it? No. I think because of the pacing that I take when I play these games and the fact that I am exploring, trying to get the upgrades and the like, I don't think that we're actually going to be getting close to the end of this anytime soon at all. I'm thinking at least today, one more major stream and maybe one more major stream to wrap up the campaign of Halo Infinite. Just being honest here, that's what I'm thinking. Okay? Multiplayer. So today is the last day of the beta run of Halo Infinite's multiplayer. And what I mean by that is that as of tomorrow, they are going to be releasing new playlists for multiplayer that are specific to the game mode you want to play. This is something that's been missing from Halo Infinite multiplayer since it launched a month ago. Instead, it was like, oh, here's a playlist of every random game mode. Here's a playlist that's big team battle mode. And here's a playlist that's random. And it was different every week. One week it was Fiesta mode, which I really liked. But other weeks it's been other stuff. So now, you'll actually have playlists to what you want. You want Slayer? Here's Slayer. You want Oddball? Here's Oddball, right? It's the modes you want to play will be in their own playlists now, which is how it should be, quite frankly, in Halo. So, that's a good thing. I'm excited for that. And so moving forward, after today, when I play Halo Infinite multiplayer, we can be more specified in the kind of game modes that I want to play. Up until now, it's been kind of annoying because you're like, oh, I want to play, Capture the Flag. I really don't like Capture the Flag. I'm suffer through this game or quit out and start over, right? But today should be fun. Now, what I will say up front is this. Please, guys, support the Halo streams. This, undoubtedly, Halo Infinite is one of the best games of 2021. I'm going to tell you guys right now, a little spoiler preview. I really like Halo Infinite to the point that I think it will be in my top games of the year, like top games of the year. I'm not just talking, oh, the top 10. I'm talking like tippity top. It's that much fun. I'm really enjoying this game, and I hope that you guys understand that and will support these streams because I really want to keep playing the game at length. I want to beat the whole campaign. I want to keep playing the multiplayer. If you guys remember about a week ago, what was going on with the Halo multiplayer streams, attendance was great. You know, I'm playing Halo multiplayer on the late streams, and attendance was anywhere 300 or more viewers, which is rare for a late stream to bring in that many viewers. Usually late streams are lower attendance. But the support was not very good. Just being honest. It was very slow. And so last week I said, guys, if you like Halo, please support it. I want to keep playing Halo multiplayer, but I need to know that you guys are going to support and you know, allow me to not only play what I'm liking, but also, you know, make a living doing it, right? And you guys did. A week ago, you guys rallied, and that Halo multiplayer stream went really well, to the point where I announced, okay, Halo multiplayer is here to stay for now, and what I'd like to do is play it twice a week. And then what happened? Metroid Dread didn't finish, even though people told me it was like 9 hours long. The game ended up being like 14 hours long, like way longer than expected. So I ended up having to do an extra stream of that, which then bumped all the streams for this week. And now this week, I've only been able to do one stream of Halo Infinite multiplayer, which sucks. Because I liked it. I wanted to play it twice. It just didn't happen this week. What can you do? Okay? So that being said, I apologize to those who did rally last week and supported the Halo Infinite multiplayer stream, because I know you wanted more, and I didn't get to do as much this week as I wanted to. However, next week, I can promise you this, I'm going to do my damnedest to play it twice. It's going to be tough, because I was looking at the schedule for next week. So we've got Forza Horizon 5 Endgame, my weekly Street Fighter stream. The King of Fighters 15 beta is coming back with new characters, which people have now told me they want to see that because they liked the last beta and they want me to play this beta again, now with trying out some of the new characters, you know, which is going to be fun. And now because of that, oh my god, now it's all these streams, you know, got us 3 streams out of your 6 next week that are already taken up, and it's like, oh, now I got to pick and choose, because here we go again. I am nearing the end of Lost Judgment. Okay, I'm actually very close to the end. I just need to get through these school side stories, and then we can finish the story, and we're done. If I don't play Lost Judgment twice a week, we're never going to finish it. Literally, we'll never finish the game. If I'm playing it 2 hours a week, I'm never going to make any progress. So I have to play Lost Judgment twice a week. But then how do I play Halo Infinite twice a week? It's like, so, we'll see what happens this coming week. What I'm thinking is, if we end up beating the Halo Infinite campaign within, say, 2 sessions, maybe at the end of the week, I can do a daytime multiplayer session of Halo Infinite. A 3-hour session that now will feature the new playlists and everything. Okay? Let's see. It's rough. Let me tell you guys, it's rough. Because being a content creator, I'm trying to juggle everything for you guys. Okay? I am. I'm trying to juggle everything for you guys. And you guys got to understand that I'm absolutely doing my best in every capacity to make sure that I'm not having a game stuck on hold and never finishing. At the very same time, I'm trying to give you guys enough of the multiplayer experiences that you like. You know what I mean? It's a very tough to balance all of this. So for me, the frustration sets in when we're at a time of the year when there's so much going on, there's no way I could possibly play everything that you guys want. That's where we are right now. You know, I want to beat Lost Judgment, but if I'm only playing it once a week, we'll never finish it, and it will always be an ongoing, lingering playthrough. But the more I play Lost Judgment, the less I play everything else, you see? It's tough. But anyway, the good news here is, there are some playthroughs that are nearing completion, okay? Forza Horizon 5, we're absolutely in the end game at this point. All that's left in Forza Horizon 5, there's one final leg of each story mission. I think there's 4 of them. So there's like 4 more missions there, and then the big finale races, of which there's 4 or 5, and each one of those are about 15, 20 minutes long. So we could beat that within 1 to 2 streams tops. There's no way it's even going to take more than 2 streams to finish up Forza Horizon 5. Then that's done, okay? And the Halo Infinite campaign, as I said, I'm predicting 2-3 streams tops to finish it. So another week, Halo Infinite campaign is done too. That will allow us to focus in on other things and take more time to do the things you guys want. Maybe even making a major stream of a game like Lost Judgment to try to finish it up, make a push to finish it, okay? Hold on one second, because my fan's not on, and it's actually getting a little stuffy in here, which is weird. I didn't think it would be, but it feels a little stuffy in here, so I want to turn the fan on. Give me a second. I'll be right back. There we go. Here you go, buddy. Get some refreshing air. Okay, much better. Now we'll get nice refreshing air in here. Okay, so, I'm doing my best, guys. I am. And this coming week should be interesting, as we basically, this week will be like a push to wrap a lot of stuff up. It will be. It'll be a push to wrap up a lot of stuff and move on to new stuff. The question is, what will the new stuff be? And that's an interesting question. If I finish up Forza Horizon 5, if I finish up the campaign of Halo Infinite, okay, then the ongoing playthroughs would be Vice City, and then, of course, after that's going to be GTA 3, so we still got a while for Grand Theft Auto. And then weekly one Street Fighter session, okay, and Halo Infinite multiplayer. But this is going to leave some openings in the schedule. And there's a lot of ideas kind of buzzing around of what I should do. One game that came out surprisingly out of nowhere is Serious Sam 4. It came out for Game Pass. It had come out, I believe, last year on PC, and no one even talked about it. So now it's finally out on consoles. It was kind of like a sneak release, and people are saying, wow, you should play it. It's a game that's up your alley. I know, I played Serious Sam 1, 2, and 3, and I think it would probably be a fun game just as a couple streams, as a messing around kind of a deal. Nothing major, but something silly fun, you know? Some people want me to finish up Condemned Criminal Origins that I started on Halloween and never got back to. They're upset that it took me so long to even consider going back to it. Some people are of the opinion that once I finish up Lost Judgment, I should immediately go into another lengthy RPG. And there's ideas tossed around like Scarlet Nexus, Tales of Arise, stuff like that. I don't know. It's going to be hard to figure out exactly what I should do. There's another game coming out in the next week called The Gunk. Did you guys know this? A brand new game on Game Pass called The Gunk. It's supposed to be a combination of horror and puzzles, but it's a little bit cartoony graphics. And I guess, excuse me, I guess the people who have played it earlier are saying it's actually incredibly good, and it's going to be like a sleeper hit because no one's really talking about it, but it seems like it's a very, very good game. So, we have lots of options, and I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. I'm going to need your input over the next week to 2 weeks because I'm going to start wrapping up all these playthroughs, and I'm going to need to know, what do I do next, right? So please, by all means, share your opinions on what I should be doing next, because I'm curious to hear what to do over essentially late December and January, okay? Once February hits, February is nonstop new releases. Like every week, there's 1 to 2 major new releases through the month of February. So we have 1 month, basically, to get through, January. We got to figure out what you guys want to see during that month, okay? Okay, now, coming up very shortly, we have many holiday events, okay? Just to give you guys some perspective. So, I'm off on Wednesday. I basically have 1 full streaming week. And then, it's holiday stuff. We've got on Thursday, the 23rd of December, my holiday Christmas marathon, where I dress up in holiday attire all day long. I'm drinking stuff like eggnog and festive hard liquor and stuff like that. And we're playing a variety of games that you guys are nominating. Please, guys, last chance to nominate. Today, maybe tomorrow, will be your absolute last chance to nominate games for the Christmas Marathon event. Then I'm going to close off those nominations, and I'm going to form polls. And those polls are you guys are going to vote on, and that's going to determine what games actually get played during that marathon event. So last chance, go to my channel page here, DSPGaming, go to the community tab. You'll see a post there that you could nominate games, and if you're a member of the channel, there's another separate members-only post where you can nominate games, okay? Refreshing. So please do so. Christmas Marathon event. Not only will we be playing a variety of games, but there will be a live Feasting with the King, of which you guys will be voting on the cuisine types. The choices will be Filipino cuisine, Thai cuisine, and Vietnamese cuisine. Interesting. And then there'll also be a double-up episode of DSP Tries It Holiday Edition. 2 holiday-themed things will be tried during DSP Tries It. It's going to be a very fun, festive Christmas event. I hope you guys will join me on the 23rd if you can. Then on Friday the 24th of December, which, yes, is Christmas Eve, I realize many of you won't be able to join me that day because of holiday festivities of your own, but I'll be doing a holiday-themed Ask the King, where you guys will be asking me questions. I'll be answering them live on the stream. It should be a really fun time, and I I hope that you guys will join me for that as well if you can. By the way, if you want to post up your questions for Ask the King, you can do so right now. The link auto posts in the chat every 20 minutes or so, but you can also type !, Ask the King, and you can post up your questions ahead of time. Okay? So there you go. 2 holiday specials back to back. I'm off from streaming on Christmas Day. Now, the week after Christmas, my focus will be wrapping up the playthroughs that I'm currently doing, and then my year-end specials, including the most disappointing games of 2021 countdown and the best games of 2021 countdown. I love doing these every single year. This year, there really is nothing to hold me back from doing them. Like last year, I was in the midst of Yakuza 7 and other stuff, and I was like, I can't do them yet until I get further. Now that's not the case. This year, I can actually do my Game of the Year countdown relatively soon. And I'll be doing it likely first week of January, because you figure come back for Christmas, do a few days of streaming, and then boom, as soon as January hits, start doing them. Likely I'll do them once a day. Like maybe one day I'll do the most disappointing games, and the next day I'll do like the Game of the Year awards. We'll see, because usually they take between an hour to an hour and a half each to get through, so it's a good night stream content. So that's coming up. And then, of course, like I said, we got the month of January to go through. And then when January's done, February will be nonstop new releases. It'll be insane. So again, please share with me what games you want to see me play once I start finishing up some of these releases I'm doing right now. Okay? Now, in addition to that, one thing I want to draw your attention to, guys, it's not good news. We have dipped dramatically in members in the last 2 days. Here's what happened. Way back when, in May, I made the decision to leave Twitch. Despite the fact that I wasn't banned or anything, all the things that have been happening on Twitch were looking terrible. Number one, me getting kicked out of the partner program with literally no justification or any kind of reasoning, just, you're out. Okay, great. I really feel great being treated like garbage by Twitch. Then, Twitch erroneously suspending my channel for something I didn't do. I was like, that's it. I'm just not going to stay here no more. I'm not going to be mistreated by a business that's completely unprofessional. So I left, and I knew it was going to be rough. But when I moved over here to YouTube, it was around this time in May, and a lot of people immediately became channel members, but a lot of people have never set it up to be auto-renew. I don't know why. Being on auto-renew is so easy, and it basically saves you a lot of trouble. But some people didn't. So what ends up happening is every month, around this time, we get a big dip in memberships. And then all of a sudden, within the next week, there's another rush in memberships again. Okay? So we were at 334. The record on this channel is 334 members. That's the most we've ever had. And it was good because every day we were having momentum. Every day the memberships were going up and up. I was like, oh, this is exceptionally good. This is excellent because now we're making a rally and it shows that every day we've got organic growth. And then what happens? We dip. And now momentum is up. Yesterday, I'm not kidding you. Yesterday we had no memberships. Zero memberships. It's not good. Okay? So I hope that you will consider becoming a member if you're not. If you were a member and it lapsed, please renew your membership. I could sit here and go over all the benefits, but I do it every day. I'm pretty sure you guys know what they are. And by the way, I'm fairly confident you guys want to see the return of the retrospective event. All year I didn't do one, and people kept asking me, when are you going to do another retrospective event? So finally I said, all right, the year's ending. Let's bring it back. It's been a whole year since I did one. Let's do one. But we got to hit the members goal, man. We have to. So please, become a member if you're not, and thank you in advance, all right? Fair enough? All right, I have to sneeze. It's not good. Like, it wasn't bad enough that my post-nasal drip was bothering me. Now I sneeze, which is just going to make it worse. Great. Thanks. Thank you, Guts. He said, bless you. Thank you. And now I got to go blow my nose. And then we'll come back and we'll continue on with my next subject. There's a couple pieces of gaming news I'd like to talk about today. Interesting gaming news, okay? Jasper, don't lick my head. Don't lick my head. He's licking my head. Ah! Jasper, you nut. He's oh, you nut. You are a nutty kitty, man. And then he licks me, and his tongue sticks out of his mouth. He goes, ugh, with his tongue like that after he licks me. You're a don't do it again. Don't. Oh, he's eating me. He's devouring me. Ah! It tickles. Yo, it tickles. Oh, my God. Jasper, you're a nut, man. Oh, my God. All right. That was a one-frame lick. That was a one-frame just lick. A just frame lick. Okay, I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. Oh, my goodness. Ugh. Oh. Oh, my nose. Fuck. Oh my God, excuse me. I'm exploding. Holy shit. Okay. Oh. Oh, man. All right, guys. So, holy shit. I'm back. Okay, I'm back. Let's do this. So anyway, guys. So that's what's going on with my streams. Halo all day today. Please support the Halo streams. I really like this game. One of my fave games of the year. And being that I'm playing it all day long in different capacities, I hope that you guys will support it. And please give me your feedback on what you want to see on my streams after I start wrapping up the Halo coverage, after I start wrapping up games like Forza, games like Lost Judgment. I need to know what should be next on the agenda besides Grand Theft Auto. Because yes, Vice City, GTA 3 will be continuing still for weeks, likely a good chunk into to January, but I need to know what to do alongside that, okay? Now, speaking of Vice City, what a pain in the ass. Seriously, not the game. I'm not complaining about the game. Don't get me wrong. That's completely off base if that's what you thought. YouTube, man, when it comes to this effing music, now as you know, I decided in the month of November I was going to do music in my videos again when it comes to the GTA playthroughs, as well as Guardians of the Galaxy, Forza Horizon 5, and all this stuff. I said, I'm leaving the licensed music in. I basically sacrificed income a lot because I made no money on the vast majority of playthroughs that I did in November. Even though normally I would see a big spike in income, I had none. No additional income in November, even though normally you make a lot of extra money on ads. Because I left all the music in. And all the music got claimed, so all those videos made me zero, okay? But the thing that really pisses me off is, oh, it's not only that you're not making no money, oh, now we're going to block your videos. Like, really? What the fuck? How dare you? You know what? How dare you block my video? I'm incredibly upset. You're the person who did it. Wait, you didn't do it. Who did it? Who blocked my video? Not you. Me? I did it. No, it wasn't me either. I'll tell you who it was. Whoever out there owns the rights to Blondie music. If you own the rights to Blondie music, let me tell you something. I'm coming for you! Alright, I'm not coming for you. But I'm upset. Because when I was playing Guardians of the Galaxy last month, every time that it played a Blondie song, which was one of the songs in the soundtrack, the video would get blocked. Not muted. Not, oh, claim, take my ad revenue. Completely blocked. No one can watch the video. No one. What the hell, man? I'm exaggerating a little. Basically, it was like United States, and I think the Netherlands or New Zealand or something like that would get blocked. Apparently, Europe could watch it. So if you were in Europe, if you're a European viewer, apparently you're okay with Blondie. You guys like Blondie, right? But in the United States, we can't allow that. No Blondie. So, what happens when a video gets blocked on YouTube for music? I have to do a check on it. What you do is there's a check you run on it, and it gives you options. It's like, okay, here's the song identified that got your video blocked. Here's your options. Option 1, try to just remove the song but leave other audio in. And that's even says it's in beta. What's hilarious about this option has been in beta on YouTube since 2013. Yeah, this tool has been available on YouTube for music removal for 8 years. And YouTube has never actually improved or perfected it, so they still just say it's in beta because it doesn't really work. What ends up happening is they'll try to make your video sound like shit. I mean it. First of all, it won't be stereo audio. It goes mono audio. It completely washes out the audio, so it sounds like you're inside of a tin can, inside of a closet, inside of a cave. Okay? So it just, you can't even tell what's going on in the audio at all, when you do this. So what it tries to do is distorts the audio to the point you can't hear the song anymore. Sometimes this works, most times it doesn't. Sometimes it'll say, oh, okay, your video is viewable now, and other times it's like, nothing, you still block. Another option they give you is to replace the song with royalty-free, unlicensed music that basically, if you put it in your video, it won't affect anything. But all they do, they play another song over the audio of your video, so you can't hear anything. All you hear is for 3 minutes. You can't hear it. It's terrible. I've tried it. It's a joke. It's so bad. So, those two options are basically worthless. The best option is to mute the video. Just that portion, though. So what it'll do is it'll identify the 3 minutes that the Blondie song played. It'll just cut the audio out. And then the audio comes right back when the Blondie song's done. If you're watching an hour-long video, 2-3 minutes of audio missing, that's not a big deal anyway, right? It's really not. And to be honest, if you're watching Grand Theft Auto Vice City, you know, it's just a random song playing in the car. You don't even know when it's playing. It could have been playing when I was picking my ass or, you know, cussing someone out or doing a shout-out for something stupid, right? Someone saying something dumb and I'm responding to it for 3 minutes. Who knows? So, what I always opt to do when I get one of these video blockers is I try to edit out that portion and basically mute it. Now, I did that last night because last night I was uploading Vice City videos. Part 8 gets blocked. Blondie. Fucking Blondie. Only Blondie so far is a blocker for me. Literally only Blondie music. It seems like every other company's okay with having music in the videos. Not Blondie. And again, it's probably not the band. It's probably whoever owns the rights to the music, which probably isn't the band anymore, which I know is sad. Isn't it sad? These musicians make all this amazing music, make a living doing it, retire, and now someone else owns their music and makes money on it, and they don't anymore, right? That's how it works. It's pretty fucked up. So anyway, it mutes it blocks the video. I say, okay, let's fix it. Let's mute it. So I set this up around, I want to say 6:30 p.m. yesterday, right as I was setting up for my late stream of Lost Judgment. I set it up to do it. I stream Lost Judgment. I go back and check. Still not done. Okay? Later on in the night, like 10, 11 o'clock, I check it. Still not done. I'm going to sleep. All right? It's like maybe 1, 2 in the morning. I'm falling asleep in bed. I'm like, oh, my eyes can't keep them open. Let me just check. Still not done. Okay. I go to sleep. I wake up this morning. I check it. It's still not done. What? It's been over 12 hours. It didn't mute 3 minutes of audio yet, okay? So, for those out there who say things like, oh, YouTube has a built-in video editor. People who don't edit their videos are just lazy, man. Let me explain to you. The video editing in YouTube is not practical in any way, shape, or form. It's the most impractical thing possible. It literally is like the worst video editor you've ever seen in your life. It's not anything of use to anybody. I've tried using it for things like, oh, let me cut out a certain segment of a video and make it a separate upload. Doesn't work right. It's a piece of dog shit. It really is. So, finally this morning, after having breakfast, after, getting ready, I come up to the office to set up the stream, and I look, oh my God, it finished. So, grand total, no exaggeration, grand total, 15 plus hours to edit out 2.5 minutes of audio from a video. 15.5 hours. Finally, the video's live, so I tweeted as well as did a community post on the channel saying, hey, you can watch Vice City Part 8 now, those who waited an extra 15 hours, So now watch it, and it sucks that you had to wait, and there's nothing I can do about it, It's life. I've come to accept it, but it's just frustrating when it happens. So, just to forewarn you guys, this could happen very well again during the Vice City playthrough. I actually heard, if you can believe it, Blondie's also in the soundtrack of Grand Theft Auto 3. So, likely it's happening again. As much as I'm enjoying having the music on in these games, I can't wait till I never have to hear Blondie ever again. Like this, seriously? Seriously. This makes me have a negative association with Blondie in my head. So just think about this. The intentions of the people who own the rights to the Blondie music is probably, oh, we don't want anyone stealing Blondie music and uploading it to YouTube illegally, and then we lose money. Okay? We don't want to lose money. That's why we block videos with Blondie in it. But what's happened is you've put a negative association in my head, so now I never want to ever hear Blondie music ever again. I will never give $1 to anything that has Blondie or relates to Blondie. So what you've done is you've actually hurt yourself by making me hate Blondie. So congratulations to the morons who own the rights to Blondie music. You're fucking idiots who don't understand copyright law nor YouTube, and you've actually pissed me off. I'm sure they don't care. But anyway, and by the way, not Blondie. The band is amazing. The people who own the rights to the music are suck. They're morons. Okay. So now that's out of the way. Okay? Let us now talk about gaming news. There's 2 big news stories today that are going on. Let's talk about those 2 big news stories. The first big news story is regarding the PlayStation 5. It is official. It was announced this very morning that as of January 2022, the PlayStation 5 will be selling colored, customizable faceplates. So for the 7 people who own a PS5 out there, you'll be able to replace those boring white faceplates with some colors. Colors include Cosmic Red, Midnight Blue, Cosmic Red, Midnight Black, Nova Pink, Starlight Blue, and Galactic Purple. Wow. Now it's funny. I talked about this a couple months ago. I said, isn't it weird that 2 console generations ago, I remember both the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 had these customizable options that made a ton of money for those consoles. If you remember, the Xbox 360 actually had interchangeable faceplates with artwork printed on the faceplate. And those things weren't cheap. I remember they sold for like $30, and it was just a piece of plastic. That thing probably cost them, no exaggeration, $2 to manufacture. So you're talking like 1,000% markup they were making on a sale of those. They also sold stickers, decals, that you could put on the sides of your consoles, both the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. And I had these. This was the era of Street Fighter 4. I had Street Fighter 4 decals that I put all over my Xbox 360 and my PS3 to decorate them and make them look kind of cool. I bought them, and they were expensive. Those decals were like $20 each. You know, again, probably cost them 50 cents to make, probably like a 5,000% markup, right? Pretty crazy. So, last console gen, it just disappeared. No customizable options at all for Xbox One or PlayStation 4. You want to talk about, like, what a loss. What were they thinking there? This was printed money for them 2 console generations ago. Like, little effort, maximum rewards. Everyone liked it, too. No one minded adding some swag to their console to customize it and make it their own. So I have no idea what happened, why they decided not to do that last console gen. This entire last year, people have been saying again, wow, it's kind of weird. Doesn't it seem like these things could be customizable? And people started messing with their PS5s and realizing you can remove the faceplate easily. It's actually not challenging to do so. It's pretty simple, a pretty simple process, almost as if they had intended for that to be part of the PlayStation experience, right? So why weren't they selling customizable faceplate? It doesn't make sense. Okay? So in the last year, a third-party company, I think they were called D-Light, started making their own customizable faceplates for the PS5 and were hit with multiple cease and desist orders from Sony, saying, stop doing it, it's our property, we didn't give you permission to do this. So they had to stop legally. Now Sony is announcing they're doing it themselves. So finally, it's happening. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. First of all, it's not just faceplates, but also controllers. So, right now you can buy the standard white and black DualSense controller for PS5. You can also get the Midnight Black, which is the one that's all black. And then they also have Cosmic Red, which is the red with black. Okay? So what they've announced is they are going to also release these new Nova Pink, Starlight Blue, and Galactic Purple controllers. All right? As well as the faceplates to match them. So essentially, you're making a big set here. You're making a big set of color for your PlayStation 5. However, I don't think people are too happy with the pricing. Allow me to say, first of all, the new DualSense controllers are $79.99 each. $79.99 each for a game controller. $80. It's more than the cost of a game, right? That's more than the cost of a high-end dinner. You're going to take out your significant other for dinner. You're probably not spending $80. Okay? It's incredibly expensive. $80 for the DualSense controller. Now, admittedly, what will end up happening is the prices will drop eventually. But, of course, there's a premium product now coming out in January, so they're going to charge up the butt, right? It's ridiculous. Way too expensive. It's ridiculously overpriced. The controller's nice, don't get me wrong. I like the DualSense, but you tell me what's in that DualSense that's worth $80. The haptic feedback? You mean the haptic feedback that every game that I play, I forget is in there after 2 hours because it really doesn't add anything to the game? The touch screen, the touchpad that doesn't add anything to the game? Really? Right now, I'm playing almost every game I'm playing on this. It doesn't have a touchpad. Guess what's lost between this and the DualSense? Nothing. The touchpad is completely superfluous, and it doesn't add anything to any games. It really doesn't. The battery charge time. Really? The battery of the PlayStation 5 controller doesn't even last all day long. If you play games like me, 2 streams, by the end of the day, the controller's dead. This controller is using a rechargeable battery pack, and this lasts 2 days. Like, seriously, tell me what is $80 in that controller. I'm waiting. Because there's nothing. It's completely overpriced. As usual, new console, new accessories, everything overpriced. And, excuse me, what they're actually saying is, coming up in the next year, now that we're entering year 2 of all these new consoles, you're finally going to start seeing third-party peripherals release. This is what happens. Like, the first year, usually the console manufacturer has a stranglehold on everything. Every accessory is overpriced and everything. But then after the first year, then all of a sudden now all the third-party stuff starts coming out, floods the market, and now all the prices dip because there's more... The demand is satiated by more product. You see? There's no more, oh my God, there's a shortage of product and the demand is too high. Now there's going to be an overabundance of products, so now prices will drop. You see? So, I really, honestly, don't see this being worth $80. If you like the colors, great, but I think it's a ripoff, quite frankly. Now, when it comes to the faceplates, excuse me, I said nameplates. The faceplates for the console, $55. $55. Okay? Keep in mind, I just mentioned Xbox 360 era. You could buy a faceplate for the 360 that was around $30. Or you could buy decals for the sides of your console, including the PS3. Those were around $20 to $25. Okay? $55 for colored plastic. Seriously. You want to push your luck? Sony really wants to push their luck this console generation. They're making some very interesting choices. Knowing that they are the leader right now in the market, they are really, really doing their best to test the waters of what the consumer base will put up with. Because $55 for 2 pieces of plastic that arguably probably cost Sony $5 to manufacture, you know, a 1,000% markup, you know? Now, admittedly, it's an optional thing. You don't need it. It's completely superfluous. It's just an extra little thing. But I compare apples to apples. The last time we had the last time we had console customization, which was two console gens ago, it was way less expensive. And because of that, I know for a fact there were people who went out and bought multiple things. Like they would go out and buy 3 faceplates for their Xbox 360, several decals, and they would swap them out. I know that I had friends who did this. They liked that feeling that I could customize my thing and every few months I could change it up. Who's going to drop $55 every few months for a new faceplate set? It's too expensive, you know? So, I don't know, man. It just seems to me like this console generation, Sony is just... I just said this the other day. I said every console gen, there's a flip-flop, right? So, PlayStation 2 era, Sony completely and utterly dominated. All of a sudden, next console gen seems like Microsoft did everything right except Red Ring of Death. And it took Sony the entire console generation to catch up to Microsoft with the PS3. Then they flip-flop again next console gen. Microsoft does everything wrong, and the PS4 dominates the entire time. All right? Now, PS4 has a foothold in the industry, so when the new consoles come out, everyone wants a PS5, and PS5 has way more demand. But now what we're seeing a year later, there's just not enough PS5s to go around, and Xbox Series X's are selling way better because they're more available, and people are realizing, wow, Game Pass, same features, if not better features. Why do I want a PlayStation 5 when I'm getting great things on the Xbox and they're trying to buy the Xboxes now? So we're seeing this flip-flopping every console gen. And right now I feel like we're only a year into this. And this console gen is very interesting because of the fact the supply and demand factor is a huge thing. I don't know what's going to happen this console gen. I really don't. And by the way, Microsoft has all these game studios now developing exclusively for them. And I don't know. We're going to see what happens. We are. But this, to me, I read this news and I'm like, I'm happy that they actually went back to customization. I don't understand why we ignored it an entire console generation. It's silly. People like customizing their shit. They do. But then why are you going to, like, ridiculously overprice it all? Especially at a time when people who want your console can't buy it. And you could be putting, you know what I mean? You'd be putting your efforts far towards other things, not $55 for 2 pieces of plastic. I don't know, man. Okay, so that's one news story. That stuff's all coming in January 2022. The exact date isn't out yet, but yeah, you can get that stuff starting January at some point, okay? The other news story I want to talk about. November sales numbers are in. They call it NPD. It's like the actual sales numbers tracking, you know, what sold in November, gameplay or gaming-wise. Consoles. The Switch was the top seller. The Xbox Series doesn't break it down, but it says the Xbox Series was the second seller, and the PlayStation 5 was the third seller. Now, this is pretty much a no-brainer. What is readily available out there to purchase? The Switch. You could go to any store right now, and they all have a Nintendo Switch. You buy it right now. What is more readily available between the two current-gen consoles? The Xbox. In fact, what we found in the month of November is that the Xbox Series S actually was readily available at a lot of stores. They had them stocked up. People were trying to get the X and finally said, you know what? We're never going to get the X. Just buy the S. And all the S is sold. So that makes sense to me that the Series S or the Xbox Series would be the number 2 seller for November because it was more readily available. PlayStation 5 is the thing you just can't find anywhere. It's nowhere. You can't buy it online still. You can't get it in the store. You know, no one's ever seen one in a store. You know? So makes sense to me. But the thing that really is more shocking, or not, depending on how smart you are, I guess I should say, is the sales numbers for games in November, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, you remember what happened in November. In early November, Call of Duty Vanguard released. And most people said, wow, this game sucks ass. It's the worst Call of Duty in years. Everyone panned it, right? And what we had was initially, we were told the game was down 40% in sales. 40% compared to years past. 40% of the people didn't buy it who normally would buy it. Okay? Battlefield 2042 came out like a week later. But what happened? Halo Infinite's multiplayer released just a few days for free before Battlefield 2042, completely destroying its momentum. Battlefield 2042 was going to have big momentum, thinking, oh wow, Vanguard sucks, everyone will buy Battlefield, but then Halo Infinite dropped, like, oh shit, you just got blown out of the water, and everyone who had a Microsoft console or a PC ended up playing Halo Infinite that week instead of Battlefield. So Battlefield sales numbers were down compared to what normally you would see for that game franchise. Okay? Okay. Interesting. So, you would say to yourself, all right then, so what were the sales numbers for November? The best-selling game for November 2021 was Call of Duty Vanguard. The second best-selling game for November 2021 was Battlefield 2042. Now, to put this in perspective, the third most selling game of November was Pokemon Brilliant Diamond / Shining Pearl. The fourth most selling game was Forza Horizon 5. And the fifth most selling game was Madden 22, which came out months prior. Okay? Now, let's talk reality here. Okay? We all talked about this and said, what's going to happen? Call of Duty is going to have its worst year ever. Call of Duty is going to have, like, really, Vanguard's beta was terrible. The game looked like shit. Going back in time to World War II is a bad idea. Runs on the same engine as Modern Warfare. They didn't even try. Like, all these negatives. Okay? All of these negatives. And you would say, okay, so how did it sell? Well, here's the truth. It did sell 40% less this year than it usually does. It actually did. If you look at the numbers, it's down about, I think it was like, actually, if you aggregate, it was like 30% or something like that. It wasn't overall 40. It was like 30% less sales than it usually does around this time of year. But it was still the biggest game of November. Why? Because there is an insanely huge group of people out there who literally buy it every year no matter what. They don't care about if it's good. They don't care about what people say about it. This is not you and me. We're common gamers, right? We're people who play a variety of games. We enjoy gaming as a whole. That's not these people. These people literally just play Call of Duty or just play military shooters. This is their games. That's it. That's to them, in the realm of video games, there's military shooters. So regardless of if this is the worst one, they're still buying it to play it. Even if it's not as good as last year, they're still buying it. You understand? And this is why you don't understand. When you look at content creators and when you look at people in the competitive first-person shooter scene, you say, wait a minute, I don't understand. If Call of Duty is down 40% sales this year, how are people in the competitive Call of Duty scene even going to make a living this year? No one cares about Call of Duty, right? Wrong. Their communities are actually insulated. And allow me to explain. We've been talking about Activision Blizzard and Bobby Kotick, right? Bobby Kotick, the CEO of Activision Blizzard, at this point, he's been exposed for misdeeds and misdoings in his company. People hate the guy. Hate him. They want him out. The workers there want him out. The stockholders want him out. Everyone wants to get rid of Bobby Kotick. Bobby Kotick is insulated from any kind of bad repercussions for anything he does for the rest of his life because he's filthy rich. He is rolling in money. He makes bajillions of dollars, like bajillions. They can't even calculate enough numbers to figure out how much money this guy makes in a year. The only person who makes more money than him is Elon Musk. All right, I'm over-exaggerating. But you understand what I'm saying. When you reach a certain level of either success or financial security in life, you're insulated from anything. Right now, Bobby Kotick could have his face on the front of every magazine, every online publication saying, this man is the devil. And he would be fine for the rest of his life because he's so rich. You understand? So, you'll look at Call of Duty. This is a franchise. They're in the middle of a company. The company is being torn asunder internally by these allegations of sexual misconduct. They're being sued. The people, by the way, this morning it was official. People at Activision Blizzard are forming a union and striking. This has just happened this morning. Okay? So all this is happening at the company. Did it actually affect Call of Duty's popularity? No. Because the people who play it don't care. The people who play it are in this mindset that all I do is play military shooters every year, and I don't give a fuck what's going on with the company. I don't even care if the game is good. I buy it anyway. You see? And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You will never institute positive change anywhere if you keep supporting bad practices. You just won't. If every time Nintendo ignores the feedback from its fan base, completely says, I don't care what you guys want, we'll do whatever we want, and you keep giving them your money. For example, everyone said they wanted a Switch Pro. I want a Switch with a more processing power, a better video card, right? More hard drive space, faster loading hard drive. I want better, all these improvements. Nintendo says, fuck you, we don't care about what you want. Here's the Switch OLED, which is just a slightly better screen and, a few other tweaks here that you don't need. And everyone went and bought it anyway. So guess what happens? Nintendo says, haha, we win, you lose, we do whatever we want, we'll never change. Activision Blizzard will never change as long as they have this weirdly brainwashed group of millions of gamers who will play their crap every year, regardless if it's good or not. They have now been conditioned for the last 10 plus years. Call of Duty comes out every year, I buy it, I play it. It's the same thing I just mentioned. Madden 22 was the 5th most selling game in November. The game came out months ago. It's still in the top sales because there's people who are conditioned that every year I must buy Madden. I don't play any other games. I just play sports games, so I just play Madden every year. And so they must buy the new Madden and play it. They probably don't even listen. They probably didn't play the beta. They probably don't listen to any criticism or feedback about the game. They just buy it and play it. And then what do? They tune into their favorite content creator who covers these games and literally kisses the game's butt constantly, right? What's funny is that I've actually heard that big content creators this year, like Dr. Disrespect, outright said Vanguard sucks. He outright said, I'm just going to play the Battle Royale because this is shit. Yet it's still so, you see what I mean? Even the biggest guys who would be proponents of games like this are saying it sucked and it still sold. It was the best-selling game of November. So when you're that protected, okay, how will we ever, and I mean this, how will we ever see change? How will we ever see Call of Duty get better when every year they're rolling in dough? Now, admittedly, a 30% dip in overall sales is huge. Keep in mind, this is Activision Blizzard's best-selling game, is Call of Duty. They actually told all of their other game studios, you will now work on Call of Duty and Warzone. We don't care about what you're working on, drop it. Work on Call of Duty because this is our cash cow, as they say. So, the thing about me here is, but it's hilarious. I was going to ban this idiot who says I did something I didn't do. I compliment Dr. Disrespect, and the guy says I insulted him, so fuck you, you're out of here. So, you look at the situation, you're like, they will lose money this year from what they thought they were going to make. They will, absolutely. But at the same time, they seem protected from all of this. I would say you would need to have, and this is no exaggeration, probably 5 straight years. 5 years where sales remained down for Call of Duty. And then maybe you would actually see a reaction where they'd have to change things. Because when you're rolling in this much money, 1 year where the sales are down, I'm sure that the stockholders won't be super pleased, but, it's going to bounce back, This scandal that they're currently in, they're embroiled in this scandal all year. It's not going to last forever. As Gandalf would say, this too shall pass, right? Everything, everyone's up in arms now. Give it another year. We'll move on to another thing. We won't even remember this. Seriously. And, they're going to come back. They will. Next year's the new, they already said next year's the new Modern Warfare. People are going to come back who weren't here for Vanguard this year. They're going to come back for Modern Warfare next year. Because a lot of people were just upset that Vanguard was World War II again. So they'll come back for the new modernized game. And you'll see the sales skyrocket back up again. But this is what I mean. Like, people look at these situations and think, wow, the sky is falling. This is the end. It's not. These companies are so protected. Because you and I are different. You and I, we look at these things objectively, right? We say, wow, take a look at Vanguard compared to other Call of Duties, right? The gameplay sucks. The graphics are buggy and shit. The beta was terrible. The beta was literally bad. Like, the more you played the beta, the more you realized how bad the game was. Yeah, I didn't want to play it anymore. I'm definitely not buying this. It looks like garbage, right? And then you play Halo Infinite, you're like, wow, what a difference. Halo Infinite, they put a lot of effort into and everything. By the way, I should call this out. You may have noticed that Halo Infinite wasn't in there. That's because Halo Infinite isn't counted in these numbers. Halo Infinite was not officially sold it was just the beta was digital downloads for free, and so it's not actually tracked in this NPD data, I would guarantee you Halo Infinite did not get as much as Call of Duty. Seriously. Even with being free, I bet it's not in there. You know what was interesting is I don't have the top 10, but Guardians of the Galaxy made top 10, which actually surprises me because I actually didn't think Guardians of the Galaxy would do that well because it really didn't get a lot of attention at all. Honestly, it basically, people didn't play it till like 2 weeks after it was released because finally reviews came out and said it was good, and so then it went on big discount and then people started buying it. But apparently it did. It made top 10. I think it was like 7th or something like that for the month, which is good for a game like that, actually. So, you know, all I have to say is it's a little disheartening because we have game studios out there that are busting their ass. They're trying to innovate. They're trying to put out what I would consider not only a product for sale and consumption to make money, but they're also trying to make works of art. You know what I'm saying? They're actually putting in the honest effort to do something above and beyond just, I pumped out a game. And then you got Activision Blizzard, who in the case of Call of Duty, a lot of cases just feels like they're just pumping out another turd this year. Oh man, I got to make another bowel movement and sell it. And people buy it. And it doesn't matter. When you're so, again, there's an entire culture around it. There's a competitive gaming culture. There's entire, what do they call it? Phase and Optic and shit. These are fucking clans that are so focused on first-person shooters that, like, there's an entire million-player base based just off of following those fucking competitive clans, right? And you know they're playing Vanguard this year. They're not skipping it. They're playing Vanguard. So this is what I mean. Like, it seems like they're protected from any kind of criticism, from any kind, even when they sell 30% less overall, they're still the best-selling game of November. I mean, fuck. There's a problem there. You know what I mean? There's a problem there, man. Maybe we gotta find a way to fix this. Maybe we gotta open the eyes of these fucking people. You know? It's just crazy to me. It is. Because gaming today is so different than how it used to be. Gaming today is so, there's so many kinds of games. There's so many, culturally, right? Think of all the different kinds of game experiences you can have. Artistically, you know. And then, oh, I just play Call of Duty every year no matter what, man. I'm buying it. Like, what the fuck? Open your fucking eyes and your horizons. Stop being so ignorant that you give money to people who fucking don't deserve it, honestly. Do you think Bobby Kotick deserves another $1? What the fuck is he gonna do with it? I don't know, man. I just don't know. That gets to me because being a lifelong gamer and being a content creator for 13 years, seeing the games that deserve success not get it, right? Like Psychonauts 2. That game is, I feel so bad because I was the biggest critic of Tim Schafer. I thought the guy was basically a scumbag after Broken Age. Being honest, that was my opinion of the guy. I felt like he took everyone's money, Kickstarter money, and ran with it and didn't even finish the game. Okay? That was my opinion. I went into Psychonauts 2 being the biggest critic and thinking it was going to suck ass. It was so good. And it's a game that most people will not play. All right? It's a game that most people will never, ever pay attention to. Right? And it's not going to get a sequel. Sales-wise, it didn't even reach the top-selling games of the month. That month. What was it? September? It didn't even reach it. Not even close. And it was on Game Pass, and it didn't reach the top-selling games of that month. And that game is utterly deserving of recognition. And then you get Call of Duty, the same shovelware, every fucking year, and it's the top-selling game, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Chicken Man did our one super chat of the day so far, and he says, am I okay? Pinocchio says, am I okay? No, I'm not okay. I'm upset. Can't you tell I'm upset? I don't want these games to be successful that don't deserve it. It's just ridiculous. It really is. Evil wins. Evil wins again. No, I don't like that. I don't like it. I want the games that are the most original, the most, you could tell there's passion and effort and skill and love and attention put into it. I want those games to succeed. I don't want Call of Duty to be the best-selling game every year because it doesn't fucking deserve it. It just doesn't. It's not that good. It's not. It's not even close. It's not even the second best first-person shooter this year, but it's the best-selling game of November. It's fucked up. Okay. So Chicken Man has done a $2 super chat and says, don't judge Madden, you're not a sports gamer. Now, admittedly, you're right. I haven't played Madden in many years. All I know about Madden is what I hear. That it's the same shit every year, you know? The few times that I did play Madden, I didn't feel like it was anything original or different. I kind of felt like it was kind of the same Madden game. But I'm not well educated on the subject. The Dirty Troll did a $5 super chat. It says, will console gaming and PC gaming die if streaming games ever become 100% functional? I have no idea. I don't think we're anywhere near close to even have to think about that because we don't have anything in that regards right now. Like, trying to stream on PS Now is like impossible, right? Google, what was it? Google, I can't even remember what it was called. Google, I forgot. The Google service that was streamed games. Stadia, Google Stadia. Google Shitia. Google suck. It's terrible. It didn't work. Most people said they tried it. It was garbage, so they never did it. So I don't get too far ahead of myself. Maybe one day it'll be something of concern. Not right now. Zulu Dobson has tipped me $1.50. He says, happy Halo stream day. Thank you, Zulu. I appreciate that. Yes, today, all Halo all day long. And Gerald has done a $4.20 tip and says, I had my first exam today and it fucked me right in the ass. Your stream helps me out a lot. Thanks. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Excuse me. That was disgusting. Gerald, thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. It's the top tip of the day. Gerald F. Okay. Yikes. That was disgusting. Carlton Jr. has tipped me $1.50. Oh, excuse me. Carlton Jr. has tipped me $1.50. He says, games like Call of Duty, Apex, and Fortnite that make me give people the side eye now when they say that they're gamers. They play one game a year, maybe another one for 2 minutes, and shit on everything else. It's wild, honestly. By the way, I play Madden, and it sucks. Okay, then. I'll take your word for it, because I don't know. Actually, now we're up to $6 in tips. So, here's the thing. I really feel like we've got a cultural dichotomy now, all right? Because it used to be, if you were a gamer, you were kind of like, you were the, oh my God, you're a video gamer? You nerd, you geek, you know, you were part of a subculture that was laughed at and derided and all of that, okay? Then what happened is gaming went mainstream. And when gaming went mainstream, it went mainstream in many different ways. For example, like in places like Korea and stuff like that, you had League of Legends that went so mainstream over there that it's like ingrained in their culture as part of their entertainment and everything. They see League of Legends just as much as like a competitive sport or anything else in their country. And that's a ginormous player base, ginormous viewer base, ginormous money making. But then anyone who's not involved in that, it's like it doesn't exist, right? Like, I don't know, you know, I don't know nothing about League of Legends. I don't play anything about it. I don't, you know. Like, literally, they could make billions and billions of dollars on it. I know nothing about it. It doesn't affect me in the least. You see? Now, then you go on to the whole first-person shooter crowd. Literally, people who only play FPS games, usually Call of Duty, sometimes other games. I would argue that in the last few years, that extended to the Battle Royale experience. So now you've got Warzone, you've got Apex Legends, you've got these games in the mix. But it's its own entity, right? It's insanely profitable. There's content creators out there like Dr. Disrespect and many others who literally that's their shtick. And they are insanely successful as a result of it. But again, it's kind of like its own insulated bubble. And if you're outside the bubble, you can perfectly enjoy video games and never care about anything in that bubble, and it won't ever affect you. But that bubble's still insanely profitable and insanely successful, right? I almost feel like if you draw up the landscape of gaming, you have your like competitive style, League of Legends style games in this bubble. You got your first person shooter competitive battle royale games in this bubble, right? You got maybe your kids games, right? In this bubble, like games that are just kind of for kids like Fortnite and stuff like that goes over here in this own separate bubble. And you can look at these bubbles that are all insane dynamos of profit and money, right? But then you're like, well, what else is going on in gaming? Oh yeah, all these other great games that still can be profitable. But man, they don't, it's so odd to me. They just don't seem to be like connected to the other stuff. Everyone outside of the bubbles agrees Call of Duty this year sucks ass. And 30% of the people who normally would buy it, who are outside of the bubbles, didn't buy it, and it's still the best-selling game. You know? And it's hard to argue, Carlton, because here's the thing. Oh, those people aren't gamers. They only play one game a year. But the game they play is one of the most popular and one of the most successful. So how can you say they're not gamers? What you could say is maybe they're not well-versed gamers. Maybe they're not diverse gamers. Maybe they're very much tunnel vision, right? But that doesn't mean that they're not gamers. I think the word gamer now is definitely changing, because it used to be someone who's in on all the games. You know, like I said, used to be this group, this fringe group. Haha, you're a subculture that's to be made fun of and derided because you like video games. Now it's like, who doesn't play video games? By the way, we didn't even get to mobile games. Genshin Impact. Whoa. That's its own bubble in itself. You see? Okay. 672. Tip me $6.72. Biggest tip of the day. He says, modes like My Team and Ultimate Team have ruined sports titles. It's where they show all their focus. I mean, you're right. That's the nickel and diming, right? That's the whole, open a random pack to see if you can get the player you want or something. But it basically took on the mobile game formula of loot boxes and has become insanely popular and profitable for these companies, so they're never going to give that shit up, right? By the way, 672, just so you know, this morning, your entire spot was blown up. I got a super chat from someone accusing you of being Froggy the Kid and saying it's really you and I should ban you permanently from my stream. So just so you know, your spot, you've been completely exposed on my stream. So you were here exposed live on stream this morning by someone who's now banned. Chicken Man tipped me $1.50. He says, you forgot to talk about the news that was out this morning. Netflix is working on a Mega Man movie. I just don't care. I just don't care. When Netflix comes out with a million live action things that suck, like Death Note or Cowboy Bebop, why the fuck do I care about Mega Man? When there's information about it, like showing actual people acting and stuff, and it looks good, maybe I'll care, but I just don't care. Everyone can make every possible live action thing. Okay. All right. So, I think that's it. I think we've covered everything, my friends, this morning. Hold on. Let me make sure I didn't miss a super chat. Shit. So, in summary, guys, 2 quick things for today. Please support the Halo streams. It's going to be all Halo all day long today. I'm about to start with campaign like right now and play for a little over an hour before we go on a break. And it should be fun. I'm looking forward to both, more open world stuff, but also story development and the like. It should be a good stream. I really enjoyed the game so far. Hope you'll chill with me. And so please support it. Please support Halo, because I'm having a great time with it. I feel it's one of the best games of the year. And, I want to have a good time with all of you. All right? But also, memberships are way down. As you can see, we just did the whole pre-stream. Guess how many memberships we got? So please support the channel via memberships. In particular, if your membership expired, you probably want to re-up it. We're trying to hit this goal to make the retrospective event happen. So please, if you like the channel, please support it in a various way. All right. That is it for the pre-stream podcast, my friends. Let's end it for today. And let's jump into Halo. Sound good? All right. Sounds good.